Nokia CEO says that by 2030, smartphones will be implanted directly into our bodies as 6G becomes fully operational. Don't mind my voice. You guys know I'm under the weather, but we've got to get into this.
About 6G earlier, which is around 2030, I would say that by then, definitely the smartphone as we know it today will not anymore be the usual kind of the most common interface.
Wow.
Many of these things will be built directly into our bodies. About 6G earlier.
Not a wearable, not another device, but what did I tell you? Elon Musk has said the same thing. And he was like, oh, in the next 5 to 10 years, he said probably less. I told you it was 2030. That is the goal because that is their global goal. Okay, the WEF's Global Reset 2030. But understand all of this stuff is going to be rolling out and moving towards that until that time. With all the things we've talked about, digital ID, all of those things, it won't be on your phone. Are you tying that in? So you have your digital ID that's currently on your phone. Now, what are they going to do for an ID if there's no phone? Because they're switching it all over, right? So nothing is cash, nothing's paper, nothing's physical. So if the Neuralink is in your head, right? Guys, think about it. You don't have a digital ID to present to be scanned because it has to be in the phone. Where are they going to scan? Now, can the Neuralink pick it up? Or is it going to be the quantum dot thing that goes under the skin that Bill Gates has unveiled with your vaccine passport? Because remember, you got to have the vaccine passport, right? For the pandemic that is coming out, for the multiple vaccines that they said everyone's going to need. And this goes, let's not forget about the social credit score and all of that. But listen, there are multiple, now we've heard from Elon Musk and several other people says phones will be obsolete. He actually said that on Joe Rogan's show recently. But now we have Nokia coming out, the CEO, and saying the same thing. And yet people are saying, no, Melon, that's tenfold. They're not going to do that. That's not going to happen. Guys, it's happening in real time. Let's look at this. So it says, read this carefully. The federal government openly states that 6G will enable AI, robotics, and implantable technologies tied directly to national security and economic policy. I don't know if you guys can see it. I don't think you can. Let me see if I can make it bigger. This is what I wanted to make sure you saw in this memorandum. Memorandum for the Secretary of State, Secretary of War, Commerce, Transportation, Energy, Homeland Security, the Office of Management and Budget, National Intelligence, the Federal Communications Commission, and to the President for Economic Policy, the President for Science and Technology, and the President for National Security Affairs. Winning the 6G race. I'm not going to read everything, but this is the most important thing. Implantable. This was so important. This memorandum just went out to everyone. Okay? And don't dismiss that implantable. Okay? They have laid the groundwork, guys. Now, a couple weeks ago, I played that clip where Trump let it leak out that these 6G towers that they have coming out, they can see through skin and walls, right? And people are saying, oh, he was just playing. Guys, I really need people to stop saying anybody's playing. There's no time for games right now. There are no jokes. There is nothing funny. Trump didn't say that. And it was, oh, he was just trying to dunk on the, no. Like, honestly, you have got to open your eyes and ears. This is the technology. If you actually do your research, you would know it's not a joke. This is true. Now, I want you to listen to what this guy has to say in what's in military documents about what our cell phone towers are. And this is before we're talking about 6G. Now, imagine 6G. Now, and then also, I did the report. I got to add this in where they can change your DNA through using cell towers. They can actually use light and sound in order to actually change your DNA. They're looking into delivering vaccines in a way, the mRNA and all of these different things. Like, I'm telling you, if you just go down one little rabbit hole and you start to uncover what sounds like science fiction, what sounds like far-fetched. Once you see the documentation, you realize it's not.
Documents, if you look at the DARPA documents, if you look at the Army War College documents, if you look at the DoD documents, and you look at some other, deep level documents, which I'll be happy to share with you if any of your listeners want to see some of that stuff. They don't refer to those towers as cell phone towers. They refer to those as directed energy weapons, DEWs. They actually refer to your phone as a DEW, directed energy weapon, your router as a directed energy weapon. Well, I couldn't go much further because they have to control you through frequencies. That's how they control you. And mostly through extremely low frequencies, HARP frequencies, megahertz frequencies, 3, 4, 5G, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10G frequencies, gigahertz frequencies, microwave frequencies, radio frequencies. They can do it through music as well.
Wow.
But there's always the opposite of that too, like the good music with the solfeggio tones and,
right.
and
so
stuff
no more
like that.
microwaves, you're saying? Don't use those?
Oh, throw your microwave away. The microwave kills all the nutrients in the food anyway.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, so that's when you get into, they also want a lot of metals in your body. They need a lot of metals in your bodies as transducers and as receivers. And they want you to be exposed to all these EMFs and all these frequency devices. So the solution is to get rid of all the chemicals and all the metals in your body. You could do that through toxin binders, ozonated activated charcoal, like a microsomal EDTA, some clays, stuff like that. Doing all of this transhumanism stuff, we're already coming up with solutions, which are just detox to detox your body, make those decisions to start cleaning your.
Guys, and what he's saying is correct about detoxing your body, eating as healthy as possible or organic. But I just gave you that report yesterday that Bill Gates, once again, guys, it's always Bill Gates. Bill Gates has developed, and this is rolled out in different grocery stores. I gave in that video, I listed the grocery stores it's in. There's only, there's a few that it's not in, and then there's 3 that they haven't confirmed. One of them is Whole Foods. So it's basically on a coating that goes on organic food that doesn't have to be disclosed. Okay, it's some type of chemical thing that goes on the outside, but for whatever reason, it doesn't have to be disclosed. It's allowed to go on organic fruits and vegetables, developed by Bill Gates. And it can't be washed off. It can't be washed off, and it's undetectable. So you don't know what you're even getting. So even if you wash, if you cook it, that is melting down into your food. It's not coming off, and it penetrated it. So they are finding ways around everything. But understand that, like, that's going to help you personally, in your own body. But that's not going to stop what's happening. And for me, this report, understanding how they see a cell tower, how they see our devices, that's scary. And I want you to think about it, because look at this. And then I have something else to show you. This says here, don't forget the CIA can take over your car steering at any moment. These are released CIA documents, because your vehicle is also seen as this. And just like they can take over your car, they can take over your phone. Any electronic device in your home that is connected to the internet, Wi-Fi, the internet, cell service, guys, they can use it as a weapon. We already know we're being spied on. We already know the things that they're doing. Think about what we don't know. Okay, we're only talking about those things we're exposed to, those things I can find. But imagine how far this goes in the wrong hands, especially with digital ID. There's one switch for everything. Your entire life will be locked down.
Don't forget that the CIA can take over your car's steering at any moment. Yeah, look up Vault 7. These are released CIA documents. If you own an Audi, a BMW, a Jeep, a Ford, or a Honda, your car operates on the QNX system. So be careful what you say in your car, literally. Anyways, this is my hybrid, and yeah.
So if you're in your car, you don't have your phone or anything, they can listen to you. This is what, and if you have bought a car and it's connected to any apps, a lot of people don't know. I played that video where the woman shows you where she did not opt in for this. She bought a new car and she thought it was like one swipe to like opt out. So then she went and checked something else. There's a thing that allows you, I think she logged into her, the app online, like the website, and it showed all of the things she was opt-in for, sharing information with the government, sharing information with resellers, sharing her financial data to the government, like everything you can think of, sharing her financial data to third parties. So imagine if they are willing to do this, if they're this bold, if Gmail, like I told you, AI, they automatically, it is now reading and scanning your emails and attachments, and it is learning through that, but then also can just, it's given over to the government, because understand, all of AI is now regulated under the government, right? There's no more regulations. There's no more safety and protection for us. It's the same thing with Meta, that if you have not turned this feature off, it automatically does it. They're reading your DMs, they're scanning that in order for AI to learn, but also that information is going to the government. Now, I'm going to play this video. This is about the UK, the EU. Now they have brought up legislation so that that they can spy on everyone's text, meaning that they have access to everyone's text on their phone. But remember the first video I played for you, that there will be no more phones. So we're talking about the government, everyone. If you have this thing implanted in you, all of your messaging, everything, your brain essentially, now the government will have access to. Do you see how this is stair-stepping? Are you seeing how this ties together? So understand, if they want to read your text messages today, well, where are those text messages going to be? They're no longer on a separate device. You are the device. You are the device. But the plan is to eliminate all cell phones by 2030. It's insane. But like I said, that's in the EU. That is part of the EU. But now the UK wants to do it. And again, guys, we're not far removed. When I started reporting on digital ID a few months ago about the UK, lo and behold, it came here. Everything that's been happening worldwide, everything that we're seeing in the UK, we are seeing these things take place here. We're all lockstep with it, and there is no difference. There's no difference between us and them. And understand, this is at the same time that there are currently nearly 20 bipartisan bills being legislated. February of next year, 2026, this is what Lindsey Graham said, that they hope to have this wrapped up. These different bills that they're voting on that essentially eliminates freedom of speech and forces you to have digital ID if you want to be online. It's wild.
Jesus Christ, here we go again. The UK government is now proposing mandatory surveillance on every single person's mobile phone. Starting to sound very familiar, this, isn't it? Now, the new law would mean that surveillance software is installed as standard on all new mobile phones and tablets that are sold in the UK. And this software would have blockers in place so it can't be removed. If this becomes UK law, we are totally fucked because there will be no turning back. Once this software exists on everybody's phones, all they'll need to do is alter the restrictions that they want to enforce, and bang, they are now completely controlling everything that you access. The very definition of a nanny state. And how are they excusing this and batting away criticism? Oh, it's for the safety of our children. That is the narrative, that is the justification that they are using. And the truth is, they've already used this excuse to slip in all kinds of laws that hands more control over to the government. I've said it before and I'll say it again, this Labour government are more dangerous than most people realise, or can even comprehend. And they have already started doing this stuff right under our noses and have barely been challenged at all. Let me know what you think of this in the comments.
No, sorry, while that was playing, there was something else I wanted to pull up for you. Now, I'm not going to go fully into this now. I think I would have to do a whole video with more details. There's articles about the federal government is warning about VPNs, wanting to ban VPNs. And now there's actually legislation to ban VPNs. It is starting quietly in Wisconsin. This is currently legislation to ban VPNs. So you can't hide anywhere. Even while you have your phone, while we still have phones, You can't hide anywhere. They want to get rid of it. All right. And so I'm starting to see that chatter. I'm starting to see that legislation. And what did I tell you? It's like a layered cake. Every day there is something new. There's something we've got to tackle or at least become aware of. Now, I reported and I told you guys about how now X is not X, but Facebook, Meta. Okay, so Meta includes Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and then Gmail. AI is scanning and looking at all of your data and using that information in order to train and then also share it with the government, right? But in X, it's now complying and going to ban accounts that or discipline or restrict accounts that the government of the EU, essentially Parliament, and the UK government doesn't like, right? So they're doing it. But now a lot of people don't know about this. X reserves the right to hand your DMs and even unsent tweets to the government. So we have given permission for them to have all of our information. I don't know if this is something you can opt out of. I don't think we can opt out of the government having our information, right? So this is important to know, even if you don't send it, even if you don't put it out there, so they can go through and see all of your data, see everything every DM, everything that you're doing. And now we're seeing it across the board. X is included, guys.
Huge one. Government disclosure. It's free speech, mate. They reserve the right to hand over your direct messages, your drafts, so posts you didn't even send. So say you see, bearing in mind, after the Southport attacks, people like Lucy Connolly wrote tweets, send, angry, send. Okay, that was quite bad, actually. Delete. Too late, love. You're in prison now. But now, say you go one earlier than Lucy. So you don't even send it. You go, oh, mate, I think we should do this. I'm not going to send that. I'll come out of that. Didn't bother sending it. Phew, if I'd have sent it, I might have got in trouble. Oh, it's in drafts, mate. So you've had it. You're signing away in your terms and conditions on a free speech platform for them to be able to hand over your direct messages, hand over tweets you didn't even bother sending, and your entire history to the government. Huge one. Government disclosure. It's free speech, mate.
And just getting into how crazy like AI and what they're saying they want to put in our heads. They can't prevent hacking. They can't prevent all of these things. What if your Neuralink gets hacked? I'm not getting a Neuralink. Guys, we're just speaking. Okay. Like, all right. But get where this is going. They can't even keep children safe. Did you guys see this story during the holidays? I didn't get a chance to report it, but I think it's appropriate now because like, look at, even in benign things that are supposed to be for children, they can't even keep it straight. Or they're doing it on purpose, which is probably more likely.
2 U.S. senators are demanding accountability from toy makers in an effort to protect children from AI chatbots. Senators Richard Blumenthal and Marsha Blackburn are sending out a bipartisan letter to 6 different companies. They want to know what those toy makers are doing to prevent AI-powered toys from engaging in harmful conversations with children. The letters stem from a recent NBC investigation that revealed several AI-enabled toys engage in sexual and inappropriate conversations with users. 2 U.S. senators are demanding...
So there you go, guys. Make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell. I have a lot more for you. And yeah, I will see you guys very shortly.